Hey everybody, today's my update for Monday the 30th of November, and I'm almost at the 50-pound mark. I think I'm about 2.2 pounds away or something like that, so maybe I'll see 50 pounds next week. We'll see. Things are going pretty good. I love my restriction that I have right now. You know, I've only had the two fills. I have 5.5 cc's in my 10 cc band. And I have days and times, a few days at a time where I feel extremely restricted, and then I have other days where I don't feel quite so restricted, and I kind of like that. Thanksgiving Day was a horrible day. As far as eating wise, I just couldn't hardly get anything down. Maybe I started the day off bad, I'm not sure, and it just spiraled downhill from there. But I actually PB'd like twice, and I was really trying to take into consideration what I ate. I had 3 pieces of bacon that morning, and I don't know, I think it was like maybe 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And then we went to my mother-in-law's at noon. I think we ate at 12:30, quarter till 1, and I had very little on my plate, a little bit of turkey and a little bit of mashed potatoes and a couple green beans, and it just did not want to cooperate and go down. And so then I waited until later that night and tried a little bit more. I don't remember what I had then, but it didn't want to go down either. And that lasted for a couple days, and now I'm fine. I ate a full Weight Watchers dinner at noontime today. It was the chicken fettuccine, or fettuccine chicken Alfredo, I think is what it's called. That's what I had for lunch, and I didn't have a bit of problem with that. It took me about 30 minutes to eat, but went down fine. One thing that I've decided, I've talked about how I sneeze when I start to get full. I have a different theory. I talked about what my doctor's office had told me about how the diaphragm moves to make room for the stomach. But I have a little different theory just after paying attention for a couple months now. If you've ever had the PB episode and you know how much sliming goes on and all the extra mucus and everything, I think that the reason that I start sneezing is because my body's producing so much mucus, and additional to down in my esophagus and in my stomach. I think that it's from mucus that's produced up in my sinuses or something, because it just, when I sneeze, it's, I don't know, just kind of gross. So I don't know. I think that there's some correlation between that. I don't know that that's really important or matters, but I think that's why I get the sneezes. Let's see, what else? I don't know. I'm just happy with, the way things have gone so far. I have absolutely no complaints. My only complaint is that I didn't do this 10 years ago. And I consider myself fortunate that it's worked out so well, and I hope that things continue to go well for me. There's probably not a day goes by that I don't realize that if I don't take care of myself and, follow the basic lap band instructions, that I could end up with some sort of stomach ulcers or band erosion type things, and I just don't want to run into that, so I'm trying my best to follow those kind of rules. Let's see. I've weeded out my closet for about the second time now, and I had a pair of jeans, a pair of Levi's that I wore 10 years ago, and probably last year or so I tried them on, and I could get them like up, but I couldn't get them pulled anywhere. They gap like 4 inches or something, probably more than that really. And so I've tried them on from time to time over the past year and since I've had surgery. And a couple weeks ago I tried them on, and they were just like this far, maybe that far from closing. And I put them on night before last, and I could button them and zip them up. So I'm excited about that. I wouldn't wear them yet because they're too tight. I don't think I could sit down in them. But that's going to be a major accomplishment. That was on my top of my list, was to be able to get those jeans back on. And exercise, I hate to admit it, but I don't exercise. I haven't been to the gym in probably 8 weeks maybe. I do some little extra things, but I wouldn't really consider it exercise. I park in the far out into the parking lots and things like that, because really the walking doesn't bother me. It's just making the time to be able to go do it. And right now it's freezing cold here, and I hate getting hot and sweaty and coming outside again and things like that. So lots of excuses, but that's just me. And I'm having, I think, great weight loss with what I'm doing now. That's not to say that I don't think exercising would be beneficial in a lot of ways, just cardiovascular and toning things up. So I don't know. We'll see. If I decide to go, I go, and if I don't, I don't. I do miss my evening walks that I was taking when it was nice outside, but I don't like the cold, and I'm not going to go outside and walk when it's cold. So anyway, that's my exercising stuff. That's really about all I've got to update on. I guess I can stand up and move back, do a body shot here. Hang on just a second. Okay, I don't know if you can see. This, in September, I wore this shirt to a wedding. It was new, and at the time I was excited because it was a smaller size, and it was pretty skin tight at the time, and now there's plenty of room in it. So I'm shrinking. The incredible shrinking woman, I guess. So people are starting to notice. Lots of people are saying, are you getting smaller, or am I seeing less of you? I think it's starting to get so obvious. People don't want to just have their eyeballs pop out and say, what are you doing? Like that lady I told you about at Walmart that says, oh my God, you lost a ton of weight. Well, that's about all I've got to update on. I hope to hit 50 next week. We'll see. I don't bank on anything, because you never know. One week I don't lose anything, and the next week I lose 4 pounds. That's what happened just recently. So thank you to everybody that leaves comments. I love hearing your comments and what you've got on your mind and what you think. And good luck to everybody who just recently has had surgery, and everybody who's planning on surgery. I know that I keep up with quite a few of you that are in the approval process, and some that just got approved and have a date or are waiting on their date. So that's extremely, extremely exciting. I remember how that went. So anyway, hope you had a great Thanksgiving, and I hope it's nice and warm where you're at and not as cold and windy as it is here today. And I will talk to you later. Bye.